I just found out, according to the Associated Press, that over the past 11 months, someone has created thousands of fake Twitter bots, automated Twitter accounts, and there may be hundreds of thousands of them that offer a stream of praise for the orange vomit, for Donald Trump. Now, right away, when I started reading about this, I thought, well, yeah, of course, the white South African racist pig bastard, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump are asshole buddies now. Are you kidding me? I mean, once Elon let Donny Boy back on his Twitter account, or at least removed his restriction, Trump decided that he and Elon might make a good team. I mean, they're both racist. They're both white, right? They're both anti-Semitic. They're both bastards. Make a perfect vice presidential team, don't you think? You watch what happens. Anyway, in addition to posting these adoring, loving words about the orange vomit, these fake accounts are also ridiculing all of Trump's critics from both parties. And the bots have also attacked Nikki Haley. Oh, poor Nikki. How long do you think Nikki's going to last? A couple of months? Who is, she's challenging Trump, her once and maybe future boss. Yeah, for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. Well, my goodness, you're not supposed to challenge his lord and mastership, Donny Boy Trump. And when it came to Ron DeSantis, this Nazi son of a bitch in Florida, well, the bots have aggressively suggested that old Ron couldn't beat Trump. There's no way, but Ron would make a great running mate. Oh my God. So what do you prefer? Trump DeSantis or Trump Musk or Trump and Satan? Yeah, well, I'm not sure. That's a three-way tie, isn't it? So as these poor, miserable so-called Republican voters, how can you still be a Republican? That's what I would like to ask them. But it's becoming more and more evident to me that the Republicans I know are either more and more scarce, fewer and fewer in number, or they're just lying to me when we're sitting around talking politics and I, bring up party affiliation. But there's still apparently millions, tens of millions of people in this country who are trying to make up their mind. Well, do I vote for the Nazi or the Nazi light? Do I vote for the Klansman or Klansman light? Do I vote for the incipient fascist or the fascist light? Gee, this is a tough decision. But anyway, those voters, as they're taking a look at these candidates for the Christian Nazi Party, it's clear that whoever created this bot network is trying to put their thumb on the scale, so to speak, right? And they're using these online manipulation techniques that were pioneered, are you ready? By the Russians, by the KGB or whatever it's called now, by the Kremlin. And the Russians did this to influence the digital platform, regardless of what it is, in this case it's Twitter, about candidates. Well, the Russians learned how to fully exploit Twitter's algorithms to dramatically increase the number of people that the Ruskies could reach. And this was the Mueller report. This is what Robert Mueller was supposed to investigate way back in the day. It seems like a million years ago, doesn't it? The extent to which the Russians influenced the 2016 election in this country. And, I don't know if we'll ever know it. Maybe 15, 20 years from now, somebody will write the complete story of what happened and how it happened. But it was widespread in this country. If you don't believe that, well, there's nothing I can say. But the Russians had a profound effect. Even though Hillary Clinton got, 4 or 5 million more votes than Trump did, it really didn't matter. Given our racist system, Trump wound up being president. And that's because of the targeting done by the Russians in certain key districts, key precincts, in order to sway the vote for the Nazi Donald Trump. What a story. Anyway, this incredible bot network that's operating right now, it was uncovered by people who do research at Cyabra. That's Cyabra, Cyabra. That's an Israeli tech firm. And when they discovered what the Russians were doing and what this bot system was doing in this country, they immediately shared its findings, with the Associated Press, or else I wouldn't have this story. And one presumes, at least I presume, that they also shared it with the CIA. I mean, the Israelis have their own problem right now because they have a Nazi in Netanyahu who is trying to destroy the independent judiciary in Israel. And he's coming very close to getting it done. Just like DeSantis is trying to destroy independent everything in the state of Florida, and he's very close to getting it done. Compare the Jew Netanyahu to the Jew Zelensky, who runs Ukraine. Go ahead, I dare you. So, according to Cyabra, the identity of those behind this network of fake accounts at this point is still unknown, which I could easily believe. Cyabra's analysts determined, though, that this bot program, this manipulation of Twitter, was likely created here in the United States. Well, of course, I mean, the Russians set out the template. This is how you can utterly and absolutely use these social media platforms to get results based on lies, deception, untruths, half-truths, misinformation, bullshit. I had to add bullshit. Here's how you do it. So a bunch of, I'm sure, MAGA, QAnon Nazis learned their lesson and had put it into effect. Now, the Associated Press tells me this, quote, to identify a bot, researchers will look for patterns in an account's profile, its followers list, and the content the bot posts. Human users typically post about a variety of subjects with a mix of original and reposted material. But bots, they often post repetitive content about the same topics, end quote. Now, that was true of these bots identified by the Israeli firm Cyabra. So, how long do you think it'll take now for whoever is putting these bots out to read the same thing I'm reading and say, oh, damn, well, we better switch up here. Let's change around, change things around here. We blah, 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 blah. Oh, my God, these people. A Cyabra engineer, Jules Gross, who first discovered this network, said, quote, in regard to what I just said, quote, one account will say Biden is trying to take our guns. Trump was the best. And another account will say January 6th was a lie and Trump was innocent. Those voices, Mr. Gross said, are not people. For the sake of democracy, I want people to know this is happening. End quote. Sometimes these bot accounts are so sophisticated that sometimes they will reply directly to real users. And other bot accounts will respond with reposted content from real users. I mean, it's a real rat's nest of deception and fraud and lies. And just remember what the ultimate goal is. The ultimate goal is to destroy the country. One of the accounts, in response to an article in a conservative publication about the GOP Senate leader Mitch McConnell. One of the accounts said this, quote, "McConnell, traitor!" McConnell is one of several so-called Republicans who are critics of Trump and consequently have been targeted by this network of bots. Poor old Mitch McConnell. What a slime bag he is. Mitch, boy, you could have instructed your cadre of Christian fascists years ago to vote to impeach or to convict the son of a bitch after he'd been impeached. But no. So the blood of some of the that blood shed on January 6, 2021 is splattered all over Mitch McConnell. He'll never admit that, but it's true. Now, one way of gauging the impact of these bots is to measure the percentage of posts about any given topic generated by these fake accounts. Well, that makes sense. Now, the percentage for typical online debates is often in the low single digits. So if you're a real person and you toss something out there, the number of posts that a real topic, maybe not from you, but say from New York Times or from Politico or something, the percentage of typical online debates is often in the low single digits, 2-3%. Twitter itself has said that less than 5% of its active daily users are fake or spam accounts. Less than 5%. Bullshit. According to Cyabra. Because when Cyabra, remember, that's the Israeli firm that discovered this. When Cyabra researchers examined negative posts about specific critics of the orange vomit, they found far higher levels of inauthenticity. In other words, bullshit posts that were being put up there by bots. And they went on to say that nearly 75% of the negative posts about Nikki Haley, for example, were traced back to fake accounts. Well, Nikki, you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas, honey. So, you were such an ardent Trump fan and his ambassador to the UN, and you went to CPAC over the weekend. That didn't do shit, did it? Huh? 75% of the negative comments about you, Miss Haley, on Twitter are from these bots. Goodbye, Nikki. Now, also, this network is helping to popularize a call for, oh boy, you talk about the gruesome twosome, a call for DeSantis to get on board with Trump as his vice presidential running mate. Now, if that could happen, you see, I mean, Trump would love it. Trump knows he's got one more 4 years to destroy the country. And why not, when he drops dead from choking to death on a cheeseburger or whatever happens to Trump, of course, term limits twice as the president doesn't mean anything. And, I wonder, does that mean 2 terms or 2 consecutive terms, after which you can't be president again? But regardless, Trump would love to turn things over to another Nazi. I am assuming. I don't think Trump likes to turn anything over to anybody. And I think he would prefer to turn the country over to his bastard son, the Coke freak, Don Jr. But anyway, if these bots could convince enough people to pressure DeSantis and Trump to form their little, it wouldn't be a triumvirate, it'd be a duumvirate, I guess. These two Nazi bastards to run together, well, that would serve Trump well, wouldn't it? And allow him to avoid a potentially bitter matchup when Ron DeSantis, Trump 2.0, joins the race. Imagine the two of them together. I have a stinking feeling that might be in the future anyway. Trump DeSantis, a match made in the furthest bowels of hell. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.